Hi folks, not sure about my angles here, but I'm going to go for it. As I always like to say, buenas, hola, how you doing? Welcome to another, hopefully one of my more structured, actual BookTube proper content videos in my summer reading list. I've been talking a little bit about some of my life and optical health eye challenges. All I really want to say about that at the moment is that they continue. I have, as I may have shared before, a date of the 12th of August for the next step in the treatment of my left eye, which is the major problem. And I'm hoping, assuming now, it's getting to the point where I really actually want that appointment to be the actual operation, and for us to kind of move on from that and really kind of get that done. There are some challenges after that in terms of getting me a recovery place and getting back here, which I can't do by plane, and all these kind of things, which is a little tough, but that's the way it is. I actually want to do properly today though a book which I think is interesting and worth reading, and this is it's another Laurence Rees book. I recently did his Holocaust book, which I wasn't massively impressed with. Much more impressed with this. I think this is a 5 out of 5. I genuinely don't know if I want to kind of save it, actually. I suspect I'm more tempted to do that than not. So what has he done here? Obviously, Laurence Rees is coming to I guess the end of his career, if not the end of his life, I guess, hopefully, right? And he's drawing together some strands. He spent a lot of time researching this stuff, the Nazis, the Holocaust, the Hitler time, and he wants to draw it all together. And I think this book is much more successful than the other book, because what he's done, he's organised it very effectively into both themes and chronological. What he's done, he's identified 12 signposts, markers, trends of dictatorial, authoritative, he doesn't use the word fascistic, but you know what he means, people who want to destroy democracy and take us down to dark places. And those include a them and us mentality, it includes stoking racism, it includes attacking institutions, so very obviously he never says the man's name. He actually calls him the 2020 candidate. It's obviously about Trump, but it's also about Hungary, about Poland, about authoritarian kind of trends, right? And so what he's trying to do, it is a warning from history, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to say, if we're not careful, this is the playbook, and this is what these people will do or are doing. So we need to resist it. And that's very much, but what he's very clever in that what he does is he takes each of his themes and he applies it chronologically. So he builds a sequence of chapters of, in this phase of the Nazis' rise to power, this is the tool they used. Next stage, all the way up to the end. One thing that came across in the book that he says that we should ultimately need to pay more witness to, which we haven't really done because we kind of don't think it's important somehow, is the brutality meted out to the German civilian population at the end of the war. And that's obviously the kind of horrendous sexual violence on both men and women, he says in the footnotes, which was rather surprising. Women, obviously, the vast majority, but absolutely horrendous. Yes, I've read about that in other places, and it is known, but we don't particularly care about it somehow. And also, there were a lot of rapes apparently by Americans, British, French invading troops, occupying troops, which is rather horrendous as well. And there's also the ethnic cleansing when 12 million people were pushed into Germany, and the huge loss of its territory, etc., etc. Now, I'm not saying boo-hoo, poor Germans. I'm saying that this is eventually something that will have to be understood as well. It may explain to some extent, how quickly the Germans were wanted to kind of drop, you know, the charges and the prosecutions and kind of normalise and forget about it all kind of thing, which has been a tendency that's rolled back. So that's interesting stuff. Anyway, that's part of what came out of my reading of the book, right? So I would say it's a very strong book. It's good history. It's good writing. People always say to me, Gary, you've read so many of these books now. What, you know, is there anything else to learn? I would say there is. I did learn new things here. Some of which were, well, all of which were kind of, you know, horrible, scary, depressing. But that is the territory we're in, folks. Right? So that's the way it is. So yes, a good read. I'm quite. I'm glad I read it. It was tough, but not particularly tough. It was took me a little bit longer to get through. I read an interesting article. A friend shared a very interesting article that said should really, especially with a novel, you should be looking for a minimum of 50 pages per read. Otherwise, you just kind of, it's too bitty and you get lost and you don't kind of get immersed in it. I think that's quite a good rubric. I might try that, and I will try it. Not artificially, in the other book that I've got on the go, which I want to be my next video, which is from my friend Bill in Malaga, Penguin Book of English Short Stories. Some great stuff in here. I don't think I'd already shared how much I was impressed by reading The Signalman properly. The Thomas Hardy story was great, but I just read the Conrad story, and I haven't really. Well, I read Nostromo at uni, I think. I read The Secret Agent after that, I think. But I've not read the short stories since school, really. The Secret Sharer, I remember being blown away by. Danny Summers, you know, my great English teacher, inspirational English teacher. I remember doing that. That was really, really good. Anyway, so an outpost of progress was that story. Very, very impressive. Really enjoyed reading that. And there's other classics in here, some of which I know just the titles of, some of which I don't know anything at all. I think I read The Country of the Blind by Wells when I was a kid, but I can't remember anything about it. Probably went over my head. There's other things in here. I haven't read any D.H. Laurence for a long time, so I'm looking forward to that. So pretty good, right? I think quite looking forward to finishing this. I'll try and read a couple of stories in it today. I've got to do some work, and then it's also I'm going to probably work, to be honest with you, watch both of the Nations League finals, third place and also the main final. Quite intrigued. I'm really annoyed I didn't see the France game the other night. Apparently it was really, really excellent. Much better than last night's game, say no more. And you know, Spain versus Portugal, I mean, what can go wrong? It's a final, it could be really boring. I understand that, right? But I'll give it a go. And then, yeah, so trugging along, trying to kind of get a grip on, you know, my emotions. And I think the calendar 2025 has been a year of uncertainty, instability for me, and I think increase. Hey, okay. I'm not having much luck here with the temperature thing. The phone cut out again, so I'm just finishing off. It'll only be a minute or so. So what I think I was trying to say was that 2025 has been a year of instability. It's been a year of uncertainty. It's been a year of challenges in terms of rather unexpected age-related issues, like essentially the eye thing. I feel that as I get a bit older now, I'm beginning to sort of get a bit itchy about security and stability. I don't have property. I don't have any way of getting property. Well, maybe I do in this kind of way. I'm looking into the kind of the shared ownership thing. So stuff is on my mind. You know, I don't feel at ease. I don't have my what does Alfie say? My peace of mind. I don't think I've got my peace of mind at the moment. But you know, we battle on, and reading, I think, will be a positive therapeutic part of kind of getting back on track, as I hope it will be for anyone else watching this. And I will finish as I used to, and I want to start doing again, which is encouraging you to kind of get into your TBRP, get reading, guys, and speak soon. Okay, cheers, bye. I had a water thing going on as well. I don't know if it's going to work, but
I want to finish the video. Okay, cheers, bye.